Okay, this retreat, this retreat, let us dedicate more on learning rather than the so-called, let's say, the practice. We will meditate, we'll practice, but then the learning is very important. Learn. And then later on, wherever you go, if you feel that it makes sense. It makes sense that from this I learn how to become a better person, how to become a more sensible person, how to look for a greater meaning of one's life. Once you get this feeling, by the way, the books, they are to be for them to take away or what? Okay, so basically the idea is that we'll have more books here. We'll send them from Tibet House. Yeah. But this is what I'm saying. So the idea is that these books, the books that you have, if you don't get it now, make sure that you get a copy. And these are from. So basically, this is published by Tibet House, and always for all these many years we've been. But you will not find this book anywhere else. It is compiled in Tibet House for the last 15 years, and with so many hands of the editors, many editors involved, and say Tibet House published just for more like a charity, meaning that people get it at the cost price, just the cost price of the paper and the ink. And then later on, there's a generous family in Singapore, Mr. Alvin, and his wife, Christy. Two of them sent a message to Tibet House saying that since that you have done this book, which is extremely beneficial, helpful, particularly for those people who know all what we discussed already. And they see that this book is extremely handy, very useful, and you don't get this book anywhere else. And because of which, they want to sponsor even the cost of the paper and the ink. Okay, so with this, all those who attend the retreats, you get a copy for yourself, and what you have in your hand, you can take away with you. But of course, it should be treated with great respect. Number one, the material is itself. This is so precious. And number two, that all these people who worked on this, they worked tirelessly, just for the sake of disseminating the knowledge and the compassion. So respect for them, and the kind donors, or the ones who make the offerings of this publication, the Singaporean family. So for that, and this book, of course, take it for your own use. After the retreat, you can take it with you. Okay, and today I'm going to spend more time on explaining the morning procedures. As we go along, I'm going to keep explaining. Then tomorrow I'll come back. Tomorrow morning I'll come back. And then we'll do the full-fledged practice tomorrow morning. You're getting it? Today is more explanation, because if you don't know the explanation, it becomes purely ritual. And so those of us who are more from the ritual the family, where the ritual is commonly practiced, for you is fine, right? And in some places where some of the Tibetan monks, they don't speak English, they don't speak the foreign languages, they go to the foreign countries, and the people, hundreds of people gather together, and they do some pujas for 2 hours, and the audience, poor audience, they just sit like this. Yeah, I don't know what's they doing, what's happening, right? But I don't mean to demean them. The only thing is I'm worried about the audience, particularly the smart audience. Smart people in the audience, they may feel so bored, just sitting there 2 hours like this, right? So therefore, I don't want to make you feel bored, at least for the next few days. So today, explaining once explained, and you will be actively engaging in the practice yourself. You are a part of this practice. From tomorrow meaning tomorrow I'll come, we'll do this, and then from day after, I request Nico here to take over, and he will be there as a facilitator, right? And then you will all just do the practice. The most important thing is the contemplation, reflecting the meanings of what you're doing. In the process, you're growing. Okay, so with this in mind, we turn to page 3. We begin from page 3. And the great Tibetan masters, they say that how effective is your practice is determined by two things. One in the beginning and one at the end. In the beginning, setting a proper motivation. This is very important. Setting proper motivation that I'm doing this for my growth and for to get away from miseries and to embrace the maximum happiness for myself, and then for others, for all others, not just like 1 or 2 or 3, but for all others. And this is one thing. Then towards the end, dedicating the merits that you've accumulated over the span of like 2 hours, 3 hours, and so what you hear, don't worry, it's not 3 hours, right? Or 3 hours. Okay, so today it's going to be like another maximum 1.5 hours. This, whatever merit that you've accumulated, merit accumulation. Some of you may be wondering, what is merit accumulation? Many people ask this question. Feel free to ask all these questions. You're getting it? Let's try as much to learn even some very basic things to complicated things within these 7 days. At the end, dedicating the merits properly. For example, merit is like energy, mental energy. I don't want to use the word energy too much. It becomes so like cultish, right? So I don't want to use these words too much. So it is like actually a mental habit, positive mental habit. Build a positive mental habit. This will give you, the capacity to do things. For example, some people, say this flower lies on the table. For some people, for this flower to get into the pot will take another 5 days. For some people, I'll do it later, lazy. And for some people, it's just, what's there? Just put it there, finish. A split of a second. You're getting it? For some people, within a short span of time, they can do lots of things. For some people, say, some of the young people, right? Okay, so Tibet House staff, right? I say, we need to do this. We need to call this person. Oh, yes, sir, I'll do it tomorrow. Why tomorrow? Why not now? Always, yes, I'll do it later. And they say, yes, tomorrow I'll do it. It's all like very efficient. No, actually, it's to be done right now. Just call it, finished. So this is where you lose your capacity. So some people have so much of capacity to do things so effectively. Sometimes His Holiness the Dalai Lama, incredible capacity. I had the honor of being with His Holiness for like 6 years. You could see that. And His Holiness runs so fast. And his entourage, they cannot run with him. Right? So therefore sometimes His Holiness has to wait. You getting it? His mind works so fast, so effectively, and large scale, and so much compassionate. With compassion, his mind runs so fast to reach out to others so effectively, right? Okay, so this is known as what is accumulation merit. Accumulation merit. The people who are very, very meritorious, they're never lazy, right? Lazy means ineffective. Ineffectiveness is because of laziness, because of lack of merit. So the meritorious people are so effective. Okay, so with this in mind, they say two things important for our practice. Number one, at the beginning, one at the end. In the beginning, setting proper motivation. At the end, dedicating merits properly. Dedicating the merits properly, meaning that whatever accumulative merit that took place with the span of your practice, 1 hour, 2 hours, and they say 1 day, 3 days, or 1 year, 2 years, or 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, you dedicate them properly. Meaning that, say, that you win a lottery, so people ask you, what are you going to do with this money? How are you going to dedicate this money? For what are you going to dedicate this money? You're getting it? Dedicating means that energy that I've been gathered, so this I'm going to use for this purpose, that purpose, so forth. Find the greatest of the purpose is for you to become the most efficient. What is that state? At the fully awakened state, right? Fully awakened state, it doesn't mean like, okay, esoteric, transcendental. No, it's about you have the potential inside. Each one of us, it doesn't matter. You, in your school days, you may not be doing good in your studies, but which means that even the teachers, they could not identify your true nature. You're getting it. Oftentimes, this is a problem. Some people, say that if the teachers, they are very skilled, they can identify your potential inside. They can work extra hard to awaken this child from a very, otherwise seen as very, the mediocre intelligence to somebody who's extremely intelligent. Because we all have this capacity for the perfect intelligence, perfect love, and the perfect power. So with this in mind, say the best thing is that you to awaken this seed within yourself so that you become the most efficient person. When you become the efficient person, then what is in your hand, you can effectively make things happen. So, and this is the best thing for yourself and for others, to awaken the seed of perfection so that you can help awaken others. Okay, this is the best thing. And then the facilities, like the teachings of the Buddha in terms of compassion, in terms of the wisdom, so dedicate your merit towards proliferation of these messages of compassion and wisdom. Okay, with this in mind, as we read down, I may stop once in a while to explain things. And tomorrow, no explanation. You getting it? So don't expect that, okay, we are being spoon-fed, right? So from tomorrow, no spoon-feeding in the morning. So we'll just flow to see if you can, to what extent you can do it independently. So the whole purpose of the morning practice is for the people, oftentimes after like 1 week together, after 1 week together, or 10 days together, people learn something. And finally, when separating, they would ask me as to, now how can I put all what I learned in my practice on a daily basis? So people ask these questions. For that purpose, we do this morning practice to design your daily practice, like how to keep the rubber band stretched every day. You're getting it? So that requires a practice. So this practice, what we are doing in the morning, today, tomorrow I'll come, and you will see what is done, and you also know the significance, the reason why we are doing the set of these practices, in what way it helps you. Okay, page 3. So 3 points to keep in mind before we begin. Number 1 is the sources of inspiration or role models. We call them Buddhas and Bodhisattvas as role models. Who are they? These are the beings who manifest 3 perfect qualities: perfect love, perfect knowledge, and a perfect power. And some of you may be wondering why, out of millions of qualities, why he picked up 3 qualities. You're getting it? So it's not he who is picking this up. It's not me who is picking these qualities up. These are mentioned in the text. And whenever we do something, it must be very standard. Because I cannot think of myself, as though like I can outshine outshine the past masters. No, there's no way by which I can outshine the past masters. Past masters, the knowledge, the wisdom they brought to us it was a cumulative wisdom. Cumulative. The Buddha Shakyamuni taught, and then the great masters like Nagarjuna, they explained it further, and the further great teachers like Acharya Chandragiri, they built upon this. Then Acharya Dignaga, Acharya Dharmakirti, they put them in the form of logical, epistemologically. So this is how this knowledge is being built. So huge amount corpus of knowledge is there. What I'm sharing, these are all the essences that come from these corpus of knowledge. So I can't imagine that, I can say something on my own. So therefore, in Buddhism, if you really want to learn the Buddhist teachings, you don't just go into, fancy teachers. You getting it? The point is that whosoever teaches based on the earlier accumulation of the merit, the accumulation of the knowledge, these are very standard. Because I'm just totally imperfect person. I'm an imperfect person. I can't imagine to impart something which is extremely precious. The only thing is that I can use these materials, and then see that at least, that you will not fall into the wrong direction. It's very dangerous that nowadays people come in the form of the guru, they start to read something, and where you enter, we never know. So these are all cumulative, the knowledge and wisdom. You will not fall into the wrong hands. You're getting it? It's so precious. So therefore, say for example, His Holiness the final authority of Buddhism today, even when he teaches, so we already exposed to all these, all these texts. Because when His Holiness teaches, His Holiness always teaches, keep in mind, in the back of his mind, all these big treatises, big books are there. Then he's teaching in line with these books. And you will not know, the newcomers will not know that this is what he's doing. But the scholars, they can see that, okay, he's teaching that in line with these sources. You getting it? So to keep it very authentic, and to see that there's a constant accumulation of the wealth of the knowledge. Whereas the problem with the Western philosophy is that one philosopher comes, brilliant philosopher comes, and the next philosopher comes, and the next philosopher will just say that what the early said was wrong. Right? So I argue that this is wrong. Right? I disagree with this is not at all feasible. So there's no build-up. Everything becomes original, which is always shallow, always remains shallow, 1% knowledge. But whereas the Buddhist philosophy, Nalanda tradition, this is a built-up information. Over the centuries, over the millennia, is a built-up information. This is so precious. And particularly, if you are able to, for example, like there are some of you doing Nalanda Master's Course. Okay, raise hands. Those who are doing Nalanda Master's Course? Yes. Those who are doing Nalanda Master's Course, eventually when you start to read the Abhisamaya Alankara, the teaching point Arimathriya, you will be thrilled to see that this is indeed a cumulative knowledge. It's not just some knowledge of one individual person. You'll be fascinated. Okay, so in a way, what we're doing is to take us into from one level to the next level to the next level, and then eventually to the wonder of the unfolding the secret of the happiness completely. Okay, so with this in mind, 3 points to keep in mind. One is the inspirations, role models, Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and that you can feel them as so loving, caring, and the embracing. And it's not just metaphorical. This is reality. And how reality? I'm not going to spend too much time here. Later on, if you want to bring this up in the questions, bring this up. This is very important. Is a matter of we having the opportunity to meet with these enlightened beings. If you meet with them, you see the love and affection they demonstrate to you. To you, I'm saying, you as Drishti, you as your name, AR, right? So likewise, Sonamla and so forth, to you, you will, I can't believe that there's somebody who has incredibly profound love and affection towards me. You just like to run into tears to see that happening. So actually we experience that. Most of us, 99% of the people here, we experience that when we are age 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. From your parents, particularly your mother. You experience that. You've forgotten it. But when you reach age 14, 15, 16, you forgot it. Right? It becomes very complicated. Then friction starts. Right? Okay. Whereas even at age 16, 17, 18, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, when you could feel the love and affection from the Buddhist Bodhisattvas, you just feel like crying. Okay. This is if you do that, this is known as what is known as the mirror neurons working. You're getting it, mirror neurons. In your mind, this unconditional love for others, irrespective of who the person is, whether you know, not know. It doesn't matter. Your love and affection flows. This is the mirror neurons activated within you. You getting it? Whether they're real mirror neurons, it doesn't matter. The reality is that as you are amazed by the good qualities of somebody else, you are actually learning them within yourself. One. The next is the Bodhicitta field. The first one is the Refuge field. The second one is the Bodhicitta field. Visualizing your true parents, and you may have complication with your parents today. Right? Some of you may have complications with your parents. Oh no, my mom is overprotective. No, she's not really kind. My father's not really kind, and so forth. So this class is to learn how to transcend these ordinary people's thinking. You getting it? Having conflict at the age of 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 with your parents, this is a sign of our being ordinary person. Right? And your parents are also ordinary. It's not that your parents are enlightened, you're ordinary. No, we're all ordinary beings. But one ordinary being like us, we get the maximum benefit from our parents when we were so vulnerable. Age 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So we remember the kindness. And why? For your own good again, for your own good, not for them. And then later on, if your mind, say, the starts to unveil the real treasure inside, then your connection with your parents is going to be very different. Your connection with everybody will be very different. Okay, this is number 2. The Bodhicitta field, where you visualize all the beings, including your parents, your children. And children is easy, right? So this is what Charles Darwin said. What Charles Darwin said holds true for the majority of the people. Majority of the people, you don't have to tell, hey, you have to love your children. Even if your child is already 40 years, still the parents, they see them as still the small children, right? They love you. But the children, they love their parents? Not sure, right? At age 16, then in most cases, will, they say, start to feel distance. And oftentimes, conflicts also happen. But in the eyes of the parents, children are always children, right? So, this is Charles Darwin's evolutionary theory. That I don't have to tell the people that, okay, think of your children, you have to continue to love them, because according to Charles Darwin, this is instinct, that this is how it works. You don't have to encourage. But for the children to love their parents, when you reach of age, then that is, Charles Darwin said, this is totally redundant. You getting it? This is what Charles Darwin said. Children, they don't love the parents. Why? Because parents, they have done their job to continue the species. Now it's the children's job to continue the species. You getting it? Parents are now redundant, obsolete now, right? So therefore, children need to be taken care of, because the children will continue the species. Whole purpose of species is to continue the species. This is Charles Darwin's evolutionary theory, right? Okay. So visualize all the beings with you. This number 2. And the whole purpose, and the purpose of why we are doing this purpose, the purpose is to awaken the treasure, awaken the seed of perfection within you. Believe it or not, each one of us, we have the seed of perfection. It is not that, no, I'm not intelligent, I don't have this good quality. No, you are underestimating yourself. We all have the seed of perfection. And it's not a fairy tale. It's not a cultish, the propaganda. This is reality. And eventually, after these systematic studies, we must get conviction. We must get conviction, not blindly, but rationally and experientially. You must get conviction. Yes, we all have the seed of perfection within each one of us. With this conviction, then you will see full of meaning in your life. Otherwise, at times we feel so bored, we feel so discouraged. Right, I want to do this, is not happening. Somehow I cannot manage, I cannot do that, I cannot do that, I cannot succeed. You feel so demoralized. Why should we be demoralized? We have the perfect potential inside. Why do we put effort to awaken the seed of perfection and then do something to run your life? Meanwhile, work on awakening the seed of perfection. Awakening the seed of perfection, you don't need any other opportunities. For example, say somebody getting into, say, like a prestigious office or prestigious university, right? So you have to struggle and get through the threshold, right? Competitive exams. People spend 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 10 years, and they grow older. You're getting it? Still struggling, and all along so much attention, stress you carry. Why do you have to carry all this stress? You're getting it? Just see to your, say, the immediate potential and the real potential. Immediate potential and real potential, these two are different. Immediate potential means somebody who displays high IQ, right? And IQ-wise, your real potential, the IQ is the highest. Everybody has the same IQ. In the real potential, that is hidden, right? So what manifests out, that is what we call today as the IQ. Your IQ, her IQ, his IQ, and so forth. So that immediate skills, immediate talents may differ. But deep inside, we all have the same potential. You're getting it? Why do you have to waste so much of time with the immediate, the potential not so manifest, and trying to get something which this immediate potential cannot reach, and in the meantime waste your time so much? That is so trivial. So get something which your immediate potential can reach. Meanwhile, work to uncover the internal potential. This is a wise people's approach. You're getting it? Okay. So the whole purpose is to awaken the seed of perfection. And it is like the gold mixed with the mud. Gold mixed with the mud. When the gold is so precious. We all have the same 1 kg gold inside. Right? We all. His Holiness the Dalai has 1 kg gold. This manifested completely. Buddha Shakyamuni, Lord Jesus Christ, Ram, and all these enlightened beings, they have the 1 gold, the 1 kg gold manifested fully. You're getting it? Now in our case, where's my gold? Right? It's inside with the mud. Where the mud is not visible. So what is your job? Remove the mud. You don't have to look for gold from outside. The gold is inside. Each one of us, we have the gold. Remove the mud. The gold will manifest. You're getting it? And how do you know that there's gold inside? Remove the mud, keep removing the mud, and gradually as the mud is removed more and more, then the gold will start to glow. Not fully glowing because there's still more mud there. Then as you remove, once you feel that the gold inside is glowing, your compassion is increasing and your ease of mind, is increasing. When you feel that, then, really there's gold inside me. You're getting it? Gold inside me, and the more I embrace others, the more I sharpen my intelligence, the more the knowledge increases, and the more I apply the knowledge into my being, this metal dirt is constantly being removed. As the metal dirt is removed, the gold inside becomes manifest more and more. You're getting it? Then you become very confident. You will see there's a meaning. And then from this, then when you go out, there are so many gurus. You're getting it? So many gurus there. Who's the real guru, who's not real guru, you can figure out very easily. Otherwise, very complicated. One guru says that what I'm saying is the best. Other guru says what I'm saying is the best. May explicitly say this, may not explicitly say this. So finally, the real guru is within. not outside. You're getting it? So external gurus should help you to discover your real guru inside. What is your real guru? The guru is to guide you. If you have the complete wisdom and complete compassion, these two will be your real gurus. These two will guide you all along eternally towards happiness for you and for your families and for all the beings. You getting it? So this is real guru. So don't be too dependent on external gurus. You getting it? Don't be too dependent on external gurus. So you have to search for your internal guru of infinite compassion and infinite wisdom. So this wisdom will give you the confidence. For example, Einstein, if you give if you as by the way, Dr. Williams, are you from physics background? Yes. Okay, is there anybody else from physics background? Engineering science, engineering, physics, anyone else? Two. Okay. Let's say that you are a mediocre average, the physicist, not really top ranking. And then suddenly somebody tells you that your vice chancellor tells you that you have to give a lecture on physics, right? To whom? To 1,000 PhD students from all over the world. Are you happy? Not happy? Terrified, right? Oh, what an honor. No, very scary. Why? Because the future Nobel laureates are there. Future Nobel laureates in physics are there. These people are coming, right? Very scary. And then I'm nervous, I'm very scared. What should I do? Then you go to Albert Einstein. Please give a lecture on my behalf, right? Do you think that he'll be scared? No, there's so much confidence. What gave him the confidence and why you don't have the confidence? Because of his knowledge. You're getting a very profound knowledge. So knowledge gives you the confidence. Knowledge. Number 2, the ease of mind. Ease. You are looking for the knowledge gives you the fearlessness, confidence. You want fearlessness. And not only fearlessness, you also want the ease of mind. These two are different. Ease of mind. What gives you ease of mind is when you don't feel the other as somebody others. Right? When you feel the others other, the moment then you create a barrier between you and others. Oh, there's somebody from a different religion. There's somebody from a different country, from a different ideology, right? Oh, different, my competitor. My competitor meaning you create a barrier. You getting it? With a barrier, it is the imprisonment of by your own mind. You are imprisoned by your own mind. Barrier meaning that you cannot go beyond this point. What is a prison? Prison is a small cell beyond which you cannot go. This is a prison. So your mind is creating prison for yourself. When you create this barrier. What creates the barrier? Because you don't love the person. The child, the moment in the school, the child creates a barrier. The moment child comes home, the barrier is dismantled. Because he or she could feel the mother's love, the father's love, the parents' love. You're getting it? So this love and affection will remove the barrier. Remove the barrier, you feel the ease. The maximum ease is with the maximum compassion, which dissolves all the barriers. So these two, wisdom, maximum wisdom will free you from all from all the fears of life. It will make you very confident. And the universal compassion will give you the greatest of the ease, will free you from all the prisons, mental prisons. So these two, if you have these two will constantly guide you from happiness to the greater happiness to the greater happiness. This is a real guru. You getting it? Any book, any teacher who helps you to introduce you to these two qualities within you, that is a real guru. Where they say, this will give you, more money, this will give you more prestige and so forth. And nothing to do with your internal, introduce you to internal gurus, stay away, be careful. You getting it? Okay, so with this, let us recite from page 3. And teach with great compassion, you taught immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I pay homage. And teach with great compassion, you taught immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I pay homage. And teach with greater compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, by my accumulations or practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge, page 4. Practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, by my accumulations or practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. And also, let's read the first verse on page 4. That is the same thing in Tibetan. You will read this and you will hear this, and later on, if you attend the teachings of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, you see that people reciting this, and you can feel that you are part of this group. Right? Okay. Sanje Juda Zogi Jonam Da Chanju Bardo Dane Gyapsuch Dage Jinso Gebe Sonam Gim Benjira Sanje Dubare Shum Sanje Juda Zogi Jonam Da Chanju Bardo Dane Gyapsuch Dage Jinso Gebe Sonam Rola Benjira Sanje Dubare Shum Sanje Juda Zogi Jonam Chanjo Bardo Dane Gyapsu Che Dage Jinso Kebe Sonam Dola Benjira Sanje Dubare Sho. Okay, I may quickly explain this word in English. Sangye is, this is Tibetan. This is Tibetan. Sangye means Buddha. Sangye. Che is Dharma. Tang is and. And. Chok. Chok is the accumulation. Accumulation. Ki is the linking word. Ki. Chok. Choknam. Choknam means supreme. Supreme. La is to. To the Buddha, Dharma, and the supreme of the assembly. Supreme of the collection. Supreme of the assembly. The Sangha. Changchup is enlightenment. Changchup. Changchup is enlightenment. Pardu is until enlightenment. Part 2, Dag is I. Dag is I. Ni is a linking word. Gyapsuchi. Gyapsuchi is go for refuge. Gyapsuchi is go for I go for refuge until enlightenment. Dag, again the third line, Dag again is I. Dag, ki is a linking word. Jin. Jin is generosity. Jin is generosity, giving. Generosity. Sok is etc. Practice of generosity, etc. Sok. Ki is a linking word. Kipe. Kipe is done. Done. That I engaged. Engaged in the practice of generosity. Kipe. Tsognam. Tsog is accumulation of accumulation merit. Tsonam ki. Ki is the linking word. Do. Last line, do. Do is the sentient beings. Or literally it means migrators. Do. Migrators. La is to. La. Pen. Pen is benefit. Chir is in order to. Chir. Pen chir. In order to benefit. So the English, it goes from top, from the, say the what? From left to right. So what is left to right in English? In Tibetan, you have to go from right to left. So for the Tibetan translator, it's very difficult to translate. From Tibetan, so now reverse it. And they say the Arctic, is it at the top or bottom? Arctic circle. On the planet, on the globe, Arctic is top or bottom? How many are confident that it's at the top? Presents? How many are confident? Or don't think that I'll say, how do you know this? Don't worry. If you think seriously, if you think top, yeah, presents. Antarctica? Bottom, right? Okay, how many say that? It's a matter of how you design it. The first person who, drew the globe, he did like this. If you reverse it, right? Reverse it, then Antarctica is at the top, right? Are we Are we towards the sky or closer towards the sky, or we are closer towards the earth? Or what is at the bottom? At the moment we are standing up. What's the bottom? American people sleeping now, right? And some of them may be busy working, nightclubs, right? So our feet is like this, our feet is like this, and their feet is like up, right? So who is top? We are top or they are top? Right? It's a matter of how you design the map. It's not that artist is the top. How you look at it. How many you can understand the sense that what I'm saying makes sense? It's a matter of how you design the map. You're getting it? Say, you just put it like this. And our entire circle is at the top. And what is top is all about relativity, with the frame of reference. You're getting it? With the frame of reference. So, with the frame of reference of how the person first designed the globe. So, art is always as top. You reverse it. Okay. So, why did you say this? Oh, Tibetan English, yes. So, in the English, we say what English is from left to right. Left to right. So, Tibetan works from right to left. So, Tibetan works from left to right. English works from just opposite. Reverse it. So, when his students was speaking in Tibetan, I was translating into English, right? I have to wait till the last word his son said. I cannot keep translating because I don't know what the last word in Tibetan will come first in English. So I cannot begin till his son completes the sentence, right? So likewise, if I'm to translate from English to Tibetan, I have to wait for the English speaker to say the last word. Till that point, because what is in English the last word, in Tibetan will come the first. So therefore, look, Dola Penja Sanje Dubar Sho. Dola is sentient being. Penchir is in order to benefit. The Sangye is Buddha. Dupa is accomplish. Shok is may. Now look, in English, may I accomplish Buddhahood for the benefit of sentient beings. It just goes the opposite. You getting it? Okay, now you know a little bit about the language, how the language works. Okay, good. Okay, now we'll say this in Tibetan. See if it makes some sense to you. By the way, this girl, we know this already. She knows this. She knows some mantras which I don't know. This young girl. Okay, and the meanings, you know that in Tibetan. Good. Huh? Perfect. Good. Okay, we'll say this together now 3 times. Okay, 1 time. Right, in Tibetan. Just see if it makes sense to you now. Sanye juda zoge chonam la chanjo pardo dani gyapsuj. Dage jinso gebe chonam ge dola penjir sanye rubare sho. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, by my accumulations or practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. The next verse is extremely important, and I will try my best that in this retreat that I be able to explain this. You getting it? I cannot explain this now because it requires a huge information to know this, right? So in the monastic universities, they study this concept for like 3, 4, 5 years, and then finally get to this verse to make sense of this verse. So we'll try this. We'll try in 1 week, right? We'll try. And if we fail, no regret. Okay, let's say this together as auspicious indication. In dependent origination, there is no ceasing, no arising, no annihilation, no permanence, no coming, no going, no separateness, no sameness. I prostrate to the concept of Buddha, the supreme among all teachers, the one who taught this peace which is free of elaborations. Okay, I want somebody to volunteer to remind me that this verse needs to be explained. I want somebody to remind me in the course of this 1 week. 1, 2, anyone else? Anyone else? I need more people. Kamalji, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. If 5, 6, Dr. William. Dr. William and Dr. Williams? William. not S. Okay. So we have now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 of them. Why I am keen on this part to volunteer is because if I leave without explaining this, I'm not responsible. You're getting it? These 7 people are responsible. If I leave without explaining this, I'm not responsible. Okay, good. The next page 5. I prostrate to the mothers of the hearers, the bodhisattvas and the Buddhas. Which through the knowledge of all these hearers seeking pacification and complete peace, which through the knowledge of paths causes those are being migrated to achieve the aim to the world, and through the possession of which helps subdue and expound varieties of teachings. The one who has transformed into the reliable guide, motivated by the teacher, Sukha and protector to you, Amrit. The one who has eliminated the web of conceptualizations and is endowed with the divine bodies of the vast and the profound, who tend and shines forth the forever noble light rays to you, the Buddha, make prostrations. Inspired by wisdom and compassion, today in the Buddha's presence, I join the mind of full awakening for the benefit of sentient beings. Okay, the next is the mantra. I'm going to explain this mantra here. This usually, most of you have heard mantra, mantra, mantra. How many of you have heard mantra, mantra, mantra? Mantra, mantra, right? Okay, raise hands. Who never heard about this word mantra before? Raise hands. Who never heard of this the word mantra before? No one. So mantra, many people think that is a magic. It's a magic word, right? What is that? That's what the English word. Incantations. You're getting it? Incantations. Some magic words, you utter it and something happens, right? Okay, no, there's no such magic words. You're getting it? But about this mantra, essence of dependent origin mantra, what is this? The real mantra, real magic word is to trigger a very powerful reminder to your in your mind. To trigger a reminder. You're getting it? Finally, if you want to pass exam in physics, you have to study physics. Don't go to the pubs and recite mantra. Right? May I become a Nobel laureate in physics, may I be a Nobel laureate in physics, or may I become Albert Einstein in physics, or may I become, you recite 100,000 times and always end up in pubs, not studying physics, right? You will never become a Nobel laureate in physics. Forget about becoming a Nobel laureate. You will not even pass your physics paper. You're getting it? There's no magic. The real magic is, okay, I should not go to pubs. You're getting it? You recite the mantra, I should not go to pubs, I have to study physics. I should not go to pubs, I should study physics. This is a real mantra, reminding you that the moment you end up in... The moment you end up in pubs, right, when you constantly recite the mantra, right? Some mantras, they're obscure, you don't know the meaning. Then what you are saying, and what you're doing, this contradictory, you don't know that. Whereas if you recite the mantra, I should not go to pubs, I should study physics. If you recite this mantra, you go to the pubs, oh, I'm fast. You don't go to mantra, don't go to the pubs. I'm already in the pubs. You're getting it? And it'll take you back. Oh, I'm in the wrong place. Right? The mantra said, I should not go to pubs, I'm in the pubs. Then you go away from the pubs. So this is a reminder. No magic. The real magic is somebody who can actually take you towards greater meaning of life. What is that? For you to practice. How to practice? You have to learn how to practice. These are the real magics. There is no shortcut to your life. You're getting it? So if you really want to become good in physics, you have to study physics. Study physics. Don't wait for reciting mantras. Yes, and don't waste your time reciting mantras that you pass the physics paper. You have to study physics. Okay, this mantra is a reminder. There's no magic in it. Real magic is the reminder. Somebody going to remind you, right? So this will help you to learn. And with learning, your ignorance is removed. Ignorance is removed, then you get to the desired goal. Okay, so I'm going to explain this, but this mantra, this is so important mantra. And Buddha is extremely practical, very realistic. You getting it? So, Om. Om. This is this mantra. In some cases, you find the Om in the beginning. Some cases, no Om. It doesn't matter. If you include it, include it. If you don't want to include it, don't include it. It's fine. But if you want to include it, what's the meaning? Om, look, these are all the meanings. We need to remember the meanings. Without remembering the meanings, the benefit is so less. Om, this is a syllable which is consisted of 3 letters. A, U, Ma. The syllable consisting of 3 letters. A, U, Ma, not A, U, Ma. You're getting it? And don't ask me if it is A, U, Ma, then it should be not Om. Why? Is it how the language works? You're getting, don't ask me this question. CUP cup is what? CUP cup is? CUP is what? Cup. PUT is put. Put, not put. You're getting it? Don't ask. Why not put? Why it should be put? You're getting it? So if you still want to know, then ask the native speakers. Dr. William is here. Right? Jean is there. Right? And Jane is there. And right, ask them. It's not my job. Right? If they can ask beautiful answer, bring that answer to me. Right? Then I'll explain why why not why it should be I'll explain it. You getting it? If you don't get answer from them, don't ask the question to me. Okay, Om is consists of 3 letters. These 3 letters, symbolize your body, speech, and mind. And empirically, what we have is body, speech, and mind. You as a girl, you as a boy, you as the third gender, whatever, is all because of your body. The body and your thought process, right? Thought process. Some people may have the male body, mentally, the thought process is more female. Some people, they are more into female, physical body, but mentally they are more male thinking, right? Third gender is possible. So, in other words, you have a body which makes you who you are. You also have a thought process, mind. This also makes you who you are. And you speak. So what we have is the body, speech, and mind. You're getting it? These are things which we have, empirically speaking. And they say, when a body is so young, we say that, oh, this is a young person there. For example, like this girl, right? And our IT staff, we see that they're young. Because of physically they're young. Oh, she's very compassionate. It's the mind, right? Mind is very compassionate. She's extremely smart. Mind. So we see that, and then they say, oh, in a conference, in meeting, oh, there's this person there. Oh, don't worry, this person will talk so nicely. Speech. So we see that we are nothing but the composition of 3 components: body, speech, and mind. The table, what is table? Table is nothing but a composition of the top plank and the legs of the table. What is a house? House is nothing but a composition of the roof, the floor, the doors, windows, the pillars, the walls. That's it. Composition of these factors. Likewise, what is a self? It's a composition of the body, speech, and mind. Because of your body, you are described as male, female, third gender. Because of mind, you are described as compassionate, not compassionate, intelligent, not intelligent, so forth. And because of speech, speech is how you communicate with other people. That's so important. So we are made of 3 things: body, speech, and mind. So when your body, speech, and mind, they're so pure, you are known as enlightened being. You getting it? When your body, speech, and mind is so pure, you are known as enlightened being. When these 3 things are a body is terrible. We spend like 99% of all our resources for this body, right? And yet this body never grows younger. It becomes older. And so all we have to keep protecting it from becoming sick, right? It becomes sick so easily. COVID-19, what is this? It should protect our body, not our mind, right? You agree? With a mask on and always be cautious, meeting with other people to protect the body, not the mind, right? So this says the body is so weak. And our speech, or your body, speech and mind. Speech. Our speech, we say something, it easily offends others. It easily creates misunderstanding, right? And mind, our mind is terrible. Friday evenings. Hey, what's the like? Friday evenings, you're happy, not happy? Monday mornings? You could see difference, right? Dr. Williams is so keen on academic studies. So Monday morning is so exciting, right? For most of us, I saw one little boy, age 6. Friday evening, the whole house was noisy. Whole house was reverberating with vibration. Everywhere you can feel him. Monday morning, I thought that he's gone to school. Monday morning, I asked the father, this boy went to school. He said, no, he's here. No, it can't be. I can't hear even, just one word from this boy. I can't, any sound from this boy, indication of the boy. Yes, he's there. This is Monday. Finally, he came as though like he's a sick person. He came like this. And then his face is all just dropping down. Like, this is Monday. Friday evening, you won't believe that whole world, the whole house is filled with like, as though like one person is like 20, 30 people in this house. Right? So, what makes this boy behave differently? The mind. You're getting the mind. Doesn't feel happy on Mondays. Friday evening, so happy. The mind decides. So, who you are is decided by your body, spirit. When your body, speech, and mind is impure, we're classified as imperfect person or unenlightened person. When a body, speech, mind is so pure, you are referred to as an enlightened being. Right? So what do you want to become? Say with your body, I want to have a body which doesn't become sick at all. It's ever green, right? And ever glowing with youthfulness, perfect body. Speech, whosoever hears this sound is so healing. Speech, full of wisdom, compassion. The mind, 24/7, infinite peace, no fear. Okay, what do you want? You want that or what do you have now? Be honest. That, right? So, if you want that, this Om, Ma, symbolize my body, speech, mind, which are impure, unenlightened. But this can be transformed into pure body, speech, mind. So my job of this life, the real journey of this life, is to transform this body, speech, mind from the impure state to the pure state. Because the impure state, this is not my true nature. Right? I don't really depend on external factors. But at the moment, I'm so dependent. Right? For example, say the children are so dependent on their parents. And as you become older, the boys, they're looking for girls. Girls looking for the boys. For what? Dependency. These are your weaknesses. These are vulnerabilities. So, what you think is you get from somebody else. If you can have it within, you have it 24/7 without any conflict. Whereas, what you get depending on somebody else, you get it with so much of toxicity. So much of fights, conflicts. Because other person also expecting something from you. Right? At the beginning, say, when you're independent, you have 100% freedom. And in meeting, right, you get 200%. First meeting, 100% you have, and the other person give you 100. Right? 200%. And then afterwards, if from your 200%, the 100 will slowly go away. And from the 100, even 100, 50 will go away. Minimum, 50 will go away. You getting it? Okay, so this is a loss of freedom. Because when you seek something, other person is also imperfect. Other person also seeking you because the person is imperfect. Person wants something from you. You getting it? When there is not, so to what extent is that the two will really resonate so well? You have to compromise. If you cannot compromise, you are very selfish, right? So, in a way, if you're not selfish, you have to compromise. If 50% is gone. You're getting it? So the point is that this is reality. So the more you depend on external factors, more vulnerable we are. So we have to learn how to become more and more independent of external factors, that your happiness that you are seeking externally is actually what you can get from within. The true source is within. So when you're able to uncover the wealth from inside, then that is with you 24/7. When it depends on external factors, when external factors there, so-called, you get it. The moment is not that the other person or the other factor is with you 24/7. Any time can be separated. Then the vulnerability can become extremely heavy, right? Okay, so the point is that our job, the real journey, the real purpose of life is to transform this body, speech, mind from impure to the pure, where your dependence on external factors is completely zero, that your happiness is 100% guaranteed 24/7. This should be the main purpose of life. This is the greatest meaning of a life. Okay, how to make it happen? Ye dharma hetu prabhava. So now look, ye dharma, ye these dharma phenomena, these phenomena, the joys that we experience, the sadness that we experience, these phenomena, ye dharma hetu cause. Or it doesn't mean that those people who are in relationship with husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, and so forth, this is wrong on you. This is not the implication. You're getting it? Finally, you have the friends and so forth. Keep in mind that there's a short-term benefit, short-term plan, long-term plan. Think of both, right? Long-term, and those people who are into this kind of relationship for long, you know that. There's a problem there. And this is not who you are. Your true nature is where you get the maximum happiness. You are totally free of any vulnerabilities. That's your true nature. That's true nature. Yet, this true nature is not manifested naturally. You have to make it manifest. You have to make it manifest. So our journey should be that. And then when that is manifested, when the resource is found within, then vulnerability is gone. The moment you depend on external, as long as in fact, it was many years ago when I was studying in Debung Monastery in South India. And one of my Indian friends in Hubli city, he invited me for a lunch. He said that, okay, next week you come for a lunch with me. And I also had to go to hospital. So otherwise, just for a lunch, 45 minutes driving doesn't make sense, right? And that too, no easy the transportation. And you have to wait for like 20, 30, sometimes 1 hour just for the common taxi. And so I just adjusted that with my going for a hospital checkup, two things combined together. And then I was there. And what for I went there? At his invitation for lunch. And then the morning there, I don't know whether he served me tea, I don't remember. Right? And then we talk. It was like invitation for talk, not for lunch. Or 11 o'clock, still nothing is happening. Right? Or 11 o'clock, still nothing happening. 12 o'clock, lunchtime, still nothing happening. Then I asked him, when are we going to have the lunch? Then he said that, okay, we're going to lunch outside in a restaurant. Restaurant, I can go any time, right? But I didn't say anything. Then he said that so my mind was, where is your wife? Right? Who collectively, or the wife alone, maybe preparing lunch for us. This was the thought that came in me. And she's nowhere to be seen. Then he, as well like answering my question, which I did not ask him, mentally it came to me, and he said that my wife went to the village. for 10 days, right? Then I told him, then how do you manage all the food, right? He said that all these 10 days, either I go to a restaurant or I go to my sister's place. Then I asked him, how do you manage your breakfast? If for breakfast you have to go to a restaurant. He said, yes. Look, this is so vulnerable. It is a torture for you. It's a torture. You're getting it? Why? Because of a heavy dependence on your wife. You did not learn how to cook. Right? And so this heavy dependence, vulnerability is created. Because of dependence in the name of, oh, I'm so happy, my wife is cooking food for me. In this label, you become vulnerable. Right? In her absence, because she cannot be with you 24/7. Right? So you become vulnerable. So what I'm saying is that the more you depend on external factors, be it human beings or whatever, you become more vulnerable. Vulnerability is what we are trying to escape from. Vulnerability is what we are trying to get freedom from. Okay, so how? So for this, we have to learn how first vulnerability is created. You have to know the mechanism. So the Buddha is teaching how the vulnerability is created within us. We know that we are vulnerable, but we don't know how the vulnerability is created. So Buddha is teaching how the vulnerability is created. Once you know the mechanism, how to undo this, the Buddha teaches. You getting it? So this verse is just one verse, and yet it beautifully explains to us how we become vulnerable and how we can come out of vulnerabilities. Okay. It says, E dharma hetu. Hetu means cause. Prabhava means arise. All these experiences, this dharma means the phenomena of joy, sadness, and so forth, they arise from the causes. They don't arise randomly. They arise from the causes. Okay. Hetum tesham tathagato hyavat. Hetum is the plural form of the cause. Hetum, plural form of cause. Hetum tesham. Tesham, these causes of the miseries that we go through, the vulnerabilities that we go through. Tesham tathagato. Tathagato is the Buddha. Hyavatat is taught. What these causes are is taught by the Tathagata, taught by the Buddha. Right? And what did the Buddha teach? This is what we're going to learn for the next 1 week. Tesham chayo nirota. Tesham is these. Chayo. Whatever of these are the causes of the miseries. Whatever these causes of miseries, nirodha is a cessation. Cessation. Stopping. Coming to an end. Bringing an end to the causes of these miseries. Whatever these miseries, evam, thus, vadi, taught. Mahashramana. Maha is the great. Shramana, the seer. Whatever the cessation of whatever of these causes of the miseries is thus taught by the great seer. Great seer meaning to the enlightened beings. Okay. Yeswaha. Yeswaha is established. Is established. Okay. So from here, what message do we get? We don't expect that, we recite this mantra and something magical will happen. No. This mantra actually telling us that your miseries arise from your own cause, the causes that you have created. If you don't want miseries, if you want to stop the miseries, you have to undo the cause of the miseries. And how to undo the cause of miseries? The enlightened ones have taught you. So what is that? You have to believe. You have to believe in enlightened beings. Oh, they told you do this, right? And then no. Don't just believe in them. They taught you, and then you learn this and subject them to analysis. What you learn from these enlightened beings, see if they make sense. So the Buddha taught the bhikshus and the wise people, just as the goldsmith tests the purity of the gold by cutting, rubbing, and burning the gold, you should also examine my words and put them to practice, not simply because you respect me. Right? So when I was in England, 2004, there was a physics professor. and who was extremely difficult to talk to. He's so bright, extremely bright, and he talks to you, and if you are not so well versed in logic or physics, then he will not be wanting to talk to you. He said there's internal contradiction. There's internal contradiction with him. There's internal contradiction. You cannot really talk to him. So, at one point, and he's so audacious also to make statements. He said that, Professor William, you'll be very happy to hear this, what he said. And Jean. He said that in this world, only physics is education. Right? He's a physicist. In this world, only physics is education. He makes such statements. I said, why? He said, because only physics allows you to have a critical thinking. All others are imitation of the earlier teachers. Right? Then I said that, okay, at least you have given a reason. Let me quote what the Buddha taught. Then I quoted this verse, the bhikshus and the wise people. Bhikshu mean the monks. The monks and the wise people. And just as a goldsmith tests the purity of the gold by cutting, rubbing and burning the gold, you should also examine my words and put them into practice, not simply because you respect me. Then he remained silent for a few seconds. He said, oh, the Buddha must have been a great physicist. You're getting it? So what I'm saying is that this should be the approach. There's no magic there. If somebody claims that there are magic there, right, be cautious. Don't trust. You're getting it? I don't mean to say that person is wrong, but be cautious, right? Okay. So with this, the message given here is that your miseries, they don't arise randomly. They arose from the causes which you did in the past, somewhere in the past. So all your actions leave a signature. All your actions leave a signature. It's your signature. It's not somebody else's signature. You did it, you leave a signature. And this will ripen a result. Right? The good things that you did, happiness will follow. Bad things you did, miseries will follow. The miseries that you experience is because of the something wrong that you did in the past. But this verse should not be used. Should not be used to judge on others. You getting it? Say, it should be used to judge yourself so that you can improve. You're getting it? Oh, look, that person's suffering because of your karma. The Buddha said it. Right? You're also suffering. Right? So therefore, I tell people that whenever you join centers, monasteries, nunneries, say related to dharma, right? And then at a certain point, you become so judgmental of other people. I tell the people that you joined what is the first motivation that made you to join the center, Buddhist center? Is it because that, in your center there's some complications, I come here to solve your problem? No, I have a problem. I want to learn from this center. This is how you came. So don't disturb the center. You learn from the center, take the benefit from the center, in whatever you can be of some benefit to the center, do that. Right? Don't create complications in the center. Don't create complications in the places. You learn from this, you take the benefit, that's your job. Your job is not to judge on others. So this verse will help us how to fix yourself or your problems. This is the mantra. So every time you recite this mantra, don't expect magic. The real magic is what? To know yourself well. How your problems arise from your own misdeeds. And how to fix the problems is undoing the misdeeds. Right? How to undo the misdeeds? The Buddha taught that. And they say, don't follow this blindly, what the Buddha taught. Don't follow it blindly. Subject them to analysis. So the Nalanda tradition, like Nagarjuna, these great teachers, they subjected all the teachings of the Buddha into analysis. Then they came up with some, the conclusions. You're getting it? So we are not to grab at the conclusion. We are to follow the steps which the Buddha instructed. Don't follow me blindly because you respect me. Subject them to analysis. And how the great Indian masters, they subject them to analysis, we follow the same pattern. You getting it? And see that your happiness is actually growing and your miseries are going down. This is what is expected. Okay, let's recite this 3 times together. And many of us, we know how to recite this with me. Those who do not know how to recite it, you listen to us and join us. Meanwhile, reflect on meanings. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum tesham dathagato hyavatat tesham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye swaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum tesham dathagato hyavatat tesham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye swaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum tesham dathagato hyavatat tesham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye swaha. The meaning of the mantra: all phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation causes as well as taught by the great seer. Profound, peaceful, elaboration-free, clear-light, non-composite. Such is the nectar that Dharma I have discovered. Only no one can fathom this teaching. In silence I will return to the words. Beyond utterance, thought, and expression is the perfection of wisdom, which is unborn, unceased, and has the nature of space. It is the object of apprehension of self-realized wisdom. To you, the mother of the Buddhas, those 3 times, I bear obeisance. All composite things are impermanent. All contaminated things are the nature of suffering. All phenomena are their nature emptiness and selflessness. Transcending sorrow is peace. The Guru is the Buddha, the Guru is the Dhamma, likewise the Guru is the Sangha. The Guru is the source of everything wholesome. I go for refuge in the Guru. By the sound of the vibrant drum of Dharma, you liberate all beings of miseries. I beseech you to kindly until the end of the expanse of billions of eons. The Buddha does not watch the negativities of beings, nor does he remove their miseries by his hands. His spiritual realizations are not transferred to them. It is by teaching the truth of suchness that beings are liberated. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine light of Dharma for all bewildered mysteries glow. If you are attached to this life, you are not a spiritual practitioner. If you are attached to your samsara, you have no renunciation. If you are attached to your own self-interest, you have no bodhicitta. If there is grasping, you do not have the view. Okay, we'll do a quick meditation, 5 minutes meditation, and meanwhile, I will try to explain the meaning of so how to do it, the meditation. Some of you are very new to meditation. Okay, raise hands those who did not really learn a meditation from a teacher, a living teacher. Raise hands. Okay, so what we do is that, and then many people, they learn the meditation from the YouTube. It is not a good idea. You getting it? Particularly, some say that I do the third eye meditation. Third eye meditation, right? And there's the chakras, heart chakra, crown chakra, and so forth. Who taught you? YouTube. You getting it? This is a disaster. This disaster, it can kill you. You getting it? Chakra, really? Chakra means the what? The wheel, right? It will make you throw into wheel, right? It will really throw your mind into wheel. You cannot come out at all. Very dangerous. Because when talk about the chakra, only with a trained teacher and the people who come, who actually teach, don't trust them easily, right? They read the books, and then some of them, they're so vocal, right? They have this like a charisma, I don't know, real charisma or what. It's so like they know the whole world. They're like, they know physics, everything. No. Very dangerous. Be very careful. right? You can easily be misguided. Once you're in a problem, these people cannot fix the problem. You're getting it? Finished. I'm sorry. This is the answer from these people. Be very careful. Be very careful. Particularly don't start from the chakra and so forth. You're getting it? Same, the mind that you're thinking, you are using your thought processes in the meditation. Thought processes and your subtle energy of your body. This now the word energy comes. Your thought processes and the energy, these two are very closely connected. Your energy and the brain, these two are very closely connected. And your brain, the whole body, these are very closely connected. You're getting it? This is how the mind is connected with your body. And with your mind, using the mind to mobilize your energy. Chakra means energy flowing through the chakras. You mobilize this if you don't have the proper skills, if you're not prepared for this, and the wrong teacher, wrong the information, and you not as a ready person. These three combined together, the energy can flow haywire. You getting it? Once the energy goes haywire, energy and your mind, these two are connected, you may suffer from 100% insomnia. No sleep. You're getting it? Your mind will keep going like this, and then without sleep, how you know how much damage it happens to your body. Your body needs lots of rest and sleep. Without sleep, your brain can go damaged. The whole body mechanism will go damaged. It can kill you. You're getting it? So for the meditation, you should be very, very careful. In the first place, right, simple meditation, what we're doing is a very simple meditation. There's no danger. Very simple meditation. It's very healing. Start from there. And gradually, right, you learn more. You learn more to see if this teacher, to the extent that you should be equipped enough of the knowledge that when you meet with the teacher, to see what is the level of the teacher. You're getting it? If you don't have this equipment to check, to detect the teacher's level, you can be taken anyway. You can be taken anyway, and you can go into your self-destruction. You're getting it? So you must be learned. And that too, not just textual information. Textual information testified by your experience. These two must go together. What the text says is accurate. What the text says is not so accurate, right? And the text also standard text. You must be able to testify these on the basis of your own experience. These two go together, then you become very confident. With this confidence, you meet with the teacher, you can see the level of the teacher, minimum, this is the level of the teacher, then you can trust to that level. You're getting it? And sometimes you see that if you have enough knowledge, you can easily see some of the teachers, they're really wrong. They guide you wrong, and they're there just to make money. You're getting it? To exploit you. You should be very careful. We should be extremely careful that some people, they come in the guise of a teacher to exploit for anything. We should be very careful. For this, how can you know? Is that you learn the Dharma well. Don't go blind faith. Blind faith can destroy you. You're getting it? So learn the Dharma well, and what the text says, what the teacher said, and experiencing how they resonate with your experience. Confirm that with your experience. You must get the confirmation of what you've learned from the experience. If these two tally, you become very confident. So with this, then you can see what the teacher is saying, and you say, this teacher is standard. This teacher is not standard. You can see this. You're going to get this is so important. In other words, don't follow blindly. You're getting it? And some people, recently, this is a disaster. Say, I think it was here or Nepal. There was one lady, a foreign lady, who attended a retreat. Then after about 1 year, just recently, I received a mass email from that lady saying that I have received this and this empowerment. I received this and this empowerment, and then in the end, I'm asked to do these commitments every day. and I don't feel comfortable. I don't know what this. If this is your thought, you are not ready for the empowerment. And in fact, the teacher also should give the warning to the students. So that is what happened. I said, this is wrong. Don't jump to these, simply because people say that this is good teacher, this is very rare teaching, simply because people saying that don't follow blindly. You're getting it? One misinformed person can lead to misinformation of the other misinformed people and pull everybody into the problem. So I said that this is not how you should work, right? Never ever, just first grow yourself, grow in your knowledge and experience, grow. Then you'll be in a position to see whether you should do this teaching or not get this teaching, or get this empowerment or not get this empowerment. You will get to know yourself rather than having to rely on somebody else, believe in somebody else. So this is what I told her. Okay, so with this mind, what you're doing is a very simple meditation. In the first place, meditation is a system of training or a system of familiarization into a virtuous object. This is known as meditation. A system of familiarization into a virtuous object is meditation. And meditation, there are two kinds. So people talk about mindfulness. There's only one kind of meditation. There are two kinds of meditation. In the first place, you have to ask the question, why do we need a meditation? You're getting it? Don't just follow blindly. Oh, meditation, I also must do the meditation. No, why do we need a meditation first? Meditation is meant to transform your mind from the ignorant state to the wisdom state, right? From the darkness of ignorance to the light of the wisdom. And this light of the wisdom should have two qualities. The light should have two qualities. For example, if you're in dark and you want to read a book, so there's no light there. So what do? You want to remove the darkness. Darkness is the metaphor for ignorance. How to remove the darkness? By introducing light. You light a candle. So this light should have two qualities. One, that this light, if the light is so feeble, so small, tiny flame, then it does not help you to read the book. What do you need? You need the light should be bright. The light is none other than your own mind. Your mind should be bright. Your mind should be bright. So that is the one element of the wisdom. Wisdom should be so bright and intelligible. The wisdom should be extremely wise and extremely intelligent. Number one, bright. In other words, the rigor of the mind should be required. Require the rigor and the subtlety, the profundity of this intelligence. Number two is that even if you have extremely bright light, if from the corner of the room wind blows and the light is flickery, again it strains your eyes. You cannot read the book. So the light should be steady. So one, the light should be very bright, and the light should be steady. You're getting it, two qualities. It's not only one. So these are two. Now this brightness, how bright is your intelligence now? Right? How bright is your intelligence now? So we need to make this in the degree of the intelligence even brighter. That requires a rigorous analytical exercise. So this is known as analytical meditation. We need analytical meditation, number one, to brighten your intelligence, number one. Number two, that intelligence, that with the brightening of intelligence, your knowledge becomes very profound and vast. But this knowledge must be very stable. Again, this knowledge is a knowledge related to your mind. So this mind which bears the knowledge, this mind must be very stable. For this, we need the stability meditation. So these are two meditations to make this wisdom complete, very bright and steady. Okay, so what are we doing here? So the 1 week is primarily to awaken or sharpen your intelligence. To create the rigor of your intelligence. Analytical meditation. Meanwhile, in the mornings, we also do the little bit of stability meditation. Stability meditation, instruction is very easy. but you have to practice it. For the analytical meditation, instruction requires a lot of time. You getting it? Instruction requires a lot of time. You have to learn a lot. Once you learn a lot, you have enough material, then you can put into analytical meditation. Okay, by the way, in the mornings, we do both. So what you do now is a single point of meditation. For this, 4 points you keep in mind. 4 points. One is the body posture. Number 2 is the focal point. Number 3 is identifying the errors of meditation. Number 4 is applying the remedies to overcome the errors. Let me repeat it. 1, body posture. Correct body posture. Number 2, identifying, number 2, the focal point. What are you going to meditate on? Focal point. Number 3, when you meditate, what problems can arise? The errors of meditation. Number 4, when these errors do happen, what remedies to apply? Number 4. Okay, first, body posture. Body posture wise, there are so many kinds of body posture. What I'm going to quickly share with you. Number 1 is the cross-legged position. Cross-legged position, which is your left leg on your left foot on your right leg, and the right foot on your left leg. If you can do this, well and good. If you cannot, don't force yourself. It's a little painful. But later on, you can practice it. When you practice it, and when you start to feel the pain, again you release the feet, let the pain go away. Once the pain goes away, again bring it back. And gradually, you can sit in this position for a long time. And this is actually very good for your practice, to keep your mind alert and fresh for a longer duration of time. Number 2, which is so important, is the body upright. Body upright position. This is so important. And the difference, there's one is like this, one is like this. Oftentimes people are, have this habit of sitting like this. This is not a good posture. So whether you're meditating, not meditating, just learn how to sit upright, right? You can make it a habit. And if you want to lean against a support during non-meditation, when you're not meditating, still keep your body upright. So you may lean against support, but keep the body upright. Make it a habit, right? During meditation, keep it upright and with no support. Okay, during meditation, you could feel the difference, particularly when you become little exposed to the meditation or little familiar with the meditation. You can see the contrast between sitting upright like this. The moment you lean against the support, instantly the level of the rigor of your mind will drop. Instantly you can feel it. You're going to get so sit upright without leaning against the support. Your head tilted forward a little bit and your eyes not closed. Don't close your eyes, right? And some of you may be saying, oh, I learned from one teacher to keep the eyes closed. Okay, no comment. No comment, because I don't want to intrude in others' business. For this meditation, keep your eyes open, right? And what I would say is, for beginners, learning to practice meditation with the eyes open is very dangerous. This is a comment that I'm going to make. Learning to do meditation with the eyes closed. Learning your meditation with the eyes closed is very dangerous. Very dangerous, right? Okay, if you want to know, ask me later. And very dangerous. Once you become expert in your meditation, with the eyes open, expert in meditation, then at that point, eyes closed, eyes open, there's no difference. There are some meditations, when you really become good at meditation, then there are some meditation where you have to deliberately keep your eyes closed, keep the whole window, everything closed, make it everything dark. There is no dark meditation. This will come way later, not now. You getting it? Okay. And then the tip of the tongue should touch the upper palate to avoid excessive accumulation of saliva in your mouth. The teeth and lips in their natural course. Breathe normally. Don't force your breath. Don't control your breath. Let the breath flow very normally. And then the right hand on the left hand with the two thumbs joining, forming a triangle. Two thumbs standing, joining, forming a triangle. Place the two hands on your lap in a restful state. And the two sides, leave a little bit of gap there for the air to flow freely. Okay, so that is your body posture, and breathe normally. This is your body posture. And eyes half open, 45 degrees cast down. And just ignore. That is your body posture. Next is the focal point. What are you going to meditate on? There are so many focal points, description of focal points. What we are doing, what we are picking up here is a very simple one. One is the just counting the breath. Breathe in, breathe out, cycle 1. Again, breathe in, breathe out, cycle 2. We just count the breath. And as beginners, when you're doing the meditation on your own, do just like 21 cycles. 21 cycles is 1.5 minutes in average. 1.5 minutes. Keep a short break, 10 seconds, 15 seconds gap. Don't stand up. Just relax yourself. After 10, 15, 20 seconds, again go back to the meditation. Again, another 21 cycles. Keep it short, not long. Some people say, I started meditating for how long? And some people, if they ask you a question, okay, I meditate. You meditate. Yes, I'm. How long do you meditate? If this is the question asked, the person who asks the question is not a good meditator. The person doesn't know why the meditation is required. You getting it? Meditation is not for how many hours you are meditating, right? Meditation is not about the. It's not about the. For example, let's say that, washing these machines, gadgets, the computer parts. Washing the computer parts, you require extremely clean water. Extremely clean water. You getting it? It's not about, it's not about, okay, I want to wash the computer parts. There are some specialized the companies there. When you say that, oh, I want to wash the computer parts. Oh, I need water. Oh, don't worry, I have the whole lake, right? 20,000 liters of water. No, it's not about the quantity, it's about the quality. You are getting it? The quality of the water is extremely clean. That this degree of the cleanliness of the water, if you drink it, it says that your body cannot take it. It's too clean that you will have a diarrhea instantly. It's too clean. You getting it? So because these computer parts, the parts are so tiny that our regular water, they can easily block the electric circuits. They can block. These are not, you can't use that for washing the things. You need extremely, it's not about the quantity, it's about the quality. You getting it? Meditation is not about the quantity. How many hours you meditate? 2 hours. No, this is a disaster. You are building a bad habit. Once you make a bad habit of meditation, you are turning the medicine into the poison. Once the medicine turns into poison, there's no medicine now left. Right? There's no cure for you now if the medicine becomes poison. So meditation becomes your distraction. Okay, so it's just counting breath, 21 cycles when you're on your own. When you're with a group, you can do it for 5 minutes. Because the group, psychologically, you remain more alert. Distraction will be less. When you're on your own, distraction more likely because nobody's watching you. Right? Okay, so then make it just 21 cycles, which equals 1.5 minutes, 1.5 minutes. You getting it? Okay, and then you can do it like 2 sessions, 3 sessions, 4 sessions within a single sitting. Now, if you want to make it a little more complicated, multitasking. While you count your breath, you also focus on a tiny white dot. Tiny white dot. Tiny white, this is too big. Tiny white dot at the position between your nose and the lip, upper lip. So there you visualize tiny white dot, 2 mm diameter, between your nose and upper lip. Just visualize it. Visualize. But don't use your eyes to look at it. Right? It can strain your eyes. Mentally visualize. For example, okay, can you visualize somebody behind you? Don't look at behind. Can you visualize anybody behind you? Your mom, your dad, your friend, somebody behind you. Can you visualize that now? Yes, this is your mental visualization. Some people find it difficult to visualize. So you have to learn how to visualize a tiny white dot between your nose and upper lip. Okay. So these two things happen together. Counting the breath and visualize a tiny dot between your nose and upper lip together. It's a little difficult, but this is how we have to practice. And if you find it too difficult within the span of 1 month and 1 week, 2 weeks, then do whichever is more comfortable for you. Okay. The next is identify the errors of meditation. Errors of meditation 2. Mental overactivity of the mind, which is mental scattering or mental excitement. Opposite of which is inactivity of the mind. Mind becomes very sluggish, lethargic, heavy, known as the mental laxity. So these are the 2 errors of meditation. Should you encounter with any of these problems, apply the remedies. What remedies? Twofold. One is introspection and the other is mindfulness. Introspection is to keep an eye, say, being vigilant of being, in a way, is like, say, the surveillance of your own mind, to inspect your own mind, to introspect what your mind is doing, to keep an eye on your own mind, to see what your mind is doing, but it's meditating, it's sleeping, it's distracted. And if you see that it's distracted or in a lax state, apply the mindfulness. Mindfulness is to bring the mind back to the intended object of meditation. Okay, ready? 5 minutes. Thank you. I will turn to page, I think 54. Page 52. Page 52, the final dedication. At the end, we dedicate the merits. Let's recite the verses together. I dedicate the merit thus gathered, trust the realization of the teachings in the prayers of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas for 3 times, and of the upholding of doctrine, scripture, and insight. May in all lives, through this force of merit, may never separate from the 4 wheels of the mind and vehicle, and accomplish all the stages of the path, renunciation, bodhicitta, everywhere in the 2 stages. From my 2 collections, vast space that I've amassed from working with effort in this practice for a great length of time, may I become the shield wielding Buddha for all those whose minds, wisdom, eyes blinded by ignorance. Okay, page 29. Sorry, page 31. Page 31, we recite this mantra 3 times together. And this the meaning of the mantra also we'll explain later, 3 times together before we leave for breakfast. Om gate gate paragate parasam gate bodhiswaha dhyata Om gate gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswaha Tyatha Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswaha. All your 3 processes together.